Right, so that's hopefully that makes sense. What I want to do is next is look at the Bitcoin gold. Guys, this is a chart I mapped out some time back. This is Bitcoin against gold, and it lines up well with this. So what we have is a supporting trend line, this blue one, and this possibly. So when gold goes up, well, Bitcoin goes up against gold. Um, it's Bitcoin season, and when it comes down here, it means gold is going up and Bitcoin is dropping, or gold's holding and Bitcoin is dropping. Now we know gold is going up and it's looking very strong. And so when we map it against Bitcoin, we see it getting pulled. And the thing is, it's got a lot of confluence. And this is the amazing part about this chart. Resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So that trend line is valid. This is our Bitcoin move, the 5-wave move against gold. And now got a big pullback. So what we want to do is look at that on a daily basis. So gold is going strong. This is a daily chart. Is this at a 1, 2, and a 3 strong move? Or is this a 3 over here and then further up? I'm thinking the first one's better. So we've got this point of control. Value area high is our resistance. It's perfect. Look at that rejection down. So I'm looking at why that's getting rejected. It's really aligned with Bitcoin and gold. Even like the value area high, it's just amazing. So that rejection over there is spot on. This macro VWAP, that was our support when it dropped. That was our support. This trend line looks like it's acting perfectly, so you can see how that goes. This trend line was perfect. And it was holding, and when we broke, it's just coming down, coming down. So I think it's gold's going to go up or Bitcoin's just going to freeze. But the monthly and the weekly levels down here. Is this our 3? 2 to 3. Strong move. Maybe a 4. And then for 5. Yeah. So gold does a great job. And what I'll do is if you're not interested in the rest of it, fine. That's pretty much it. It's wrapped up. But I'll explain this chart for the viewers and explain how things line up with Bitcoin. Okay. And we look at the indicators. So from a big picture perspective, when to go to gold and when not to, or go to Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is get our tools out. Now what we have here is 2 sets of charts. We have flat level, price breaks out. That's the breakout there. So it's aligned. When we look at our formations with this thing, indicator, we get a crossover. It lines up perfectly with that weekly candle coming down. And we see that level being broken, but prior to that, this mapped perfectly into it. Look at that. So it just luck would have it. That would have been your get out stage. So that would have been probably your all. If you were looking at time, this would have been a real good indicator. Once it breaks out, that was meaning to get out. So it's a rising wedge just like that. And a combination of Fibonacci and all the rest, you would have known that that was at the top. Anyway, here we see a pattern taking place. We get bullish divergence. So price is going sideways. This indicator is going up. And then when it breaks this trend line, it explodes. Right? So that would have been a good. So this designates it's a reversal. Here we have this major resistance represented by this there. Find support. And then it breaks above it. So knowing now that once this indicator is above it, it back tests this level. And we've got the bullish divergence keep kicking in. Similarly down here, we have this line here. All right, similarly here, we have our tops, crossovers. That was a crossover there. So we'll get this rising wedge over there. So we know that's a rising wedge. And we're getting a bearish divergence. So that's going up this is going down. So bearish divergence and the crossover. That would have been significant. So the breaking of that wedge would have been your signal to go short, somewhere around there. Big stage, you know, that level, that flat level, that would have been an instant to go down. So we can also say, all right, that's the level there. It's aligned. Similarly, that's our base. Find the support. It was on the monthly level. We get a rejection. So that's a hard one, but there's a different strategy altogether. But we get the crossover. Crossover, good signal, comes down. So we had this structure, and then we get this reversal. So here, there, right on the breakout of this reversal structure, right there where we put the blue line, you get the blue move, big move. So that is your entry to go long. So this is doing well. Now look at this. We find our level. We'll find a level of support. And once we break that, we can see that we're going. So we'll cross over there. That's warning sign 1. That's the warning sign 2 that we're going to go bearish. And that's what I did. Get a reversal. Very bullish divergence. Crossover. So I've got this mapped out. So I'm looking for this crossover here on this level. So if this is our, if you remember with Bitcoin, we're close to that level of interest with the liquidity and the trend line. So if we get a crossover here, that is a good sign to go long with Bitcoin. And it's my thinking is that maybe people flip from gold to Bitcoin, from Bitcoin to gold, based on this type of scenario. Now, is this a ABC move or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move? So if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, I'm looking for here for support. And that means that this keeps coming down and we see this bullish divergence and we go for a long on that level. And then we'll probably look for more highs, continuation. And this is nice. Otherwise, we'll look for another move and so on. So we get a bounce here. We're in no man's land, and we want to, if it comes up to here, we probably get a rejection. And that's what I'm looking at. Bitcoin against gold is doing a good job. And then we'll see on small time frame if there's anything common with it. And these crossovers with this wave trend signal or indicator, sometimes it has something familiar or something in common with the patterns. That gives us an ability to make some probability moves. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I just thought I'd share that Bitcoin gold chart because it is really well aligned. And we've got our monthly levels and we've got our weekly levels, and we can also use this just as an extra means of verification, including with the Tether. These two together will make a good model to go with at this point. I'm going to leave it at that. Please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
There you have it. Please give Sam a like, share, and subscribe to his channel to support him for doing more of these posts.